According to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, Jrue Holiday, the seasoned point guard who was just acquired by the Portland Trail Blazers for the Milwaukee Bucks, promptly diverted him to the Boston Celtics. Jrue Holiday, an NBA veteran of 14 seasons, was chosen for his 5th All-Defensive team and 2nd All-Star game last season, further confirming his position as one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. The 33-year-old guard has made significant contributions during his career, and the NBA continues to prize him for his defensive skills. It is October 31, 2022. The Detroit Pistons will present a challenge for the undefeated Milwaukee Bucks. With just a few seconds left in the game, Jrue Holiday, dressed as Superman for Halloween, smashes a phone booth door on the underdogs to win it. After nailing a step-back three, he directs the ball towards Brook Lopez during the subsequent defensive possession, where it will miss. In the quest to start the season 9-0, the Bucks played one of their tightest run games in this one. NBA All-Star Reserve selection announcements wouldn't be complete without supporters and even influential media members arguing that the one player ought to have been selected rather than another. And because the league has such a high level of quality, there are always stars who are set of caliber but don't make the squads. Sometimes it's accurate when it's said that a non-All-Star had a better season than an actual All-Star, but not if they disparage Jrue in any way. Holiday is currently having the greatest year as a Buck. He's been in Milwaukee for 3 years now, and each year he gets better. His scoring average increased from his first to second year as Buck, and it has increased once further this year. Holiday set the NBA record for the greatest gap between All-Star selections by consequently blending in with his surroundings to boost his team rather than himself. And he has successfully adapted to Milwaukee's system, incorporating his stools into the finest strategies on both ends. The cornerstone of Milwaukee's defense continues to be Brook Lopez, who forms a barrier that invading forces cannot breach. In contrast, Holiday is a defensive player who shepherds the ball into Lopez. He contends for ball screens and uses his tremendous strength and agility to block shots from behind or push players closer to their impending death. Giannis Antetokounmpo is an offensive star and MVP favourite, but it is Holiday who drives the action and assures its energy. When Holiday is off the court, Antetokounmpo's offensive rating drops to 111.1, which, when compared to full team statistics, would be a bottom 6 figure in the NBA. Without Antetokounmpo, Holiday has a top 10 offensive rating for the Bucks. The team's offensive rating would be the highest in the league when both players are active. Holiday is a fantastic triggerman for Milwaukee's whirling hand of movements, which have given the offensive speed. He frequently receives the ball on handoffs for Milwaukee, choosing whether to score on his own or take advantage of the defense's movement to generate layups. Holiday is the shadow cast by Lopez and Antetokounmpo, which are the respective towers on which the defense and offense are built. Everything revolves around him, thanks to him, but he's more than simply a facilitator. When the Bucks need him to be, he can be a powerful force by himself. Holiday is a deciding factor when Lopez and Antetokounmpo aren't on the court to guarantee Milwaukee's strategy is sound. Without Lopez, Holiday averages a greater percentage of threats and defense. Holiday has a greater percentage of switching on pick and rolls when his defensive pick and roll partner is someone other than Lopez, and he's more than capable of grappling with bigs and otherwise forcing misses. He is physically capable of competing with almost anyone and disrupting opponents' gatherings anytime they bring the ball down. When Antetokounmpo is out, Holiday elevates to a top-tier talent on the offensive end. When attempts are made at that great or greater, he shoots 36.7% on a 4.3 pull-up triples per game, ranking 8th in the league. When Antetokounmpo isn't playing, the accuracy rises to 40%. When Holiday runs pick and rolls with Bobby Portis or Lopez rather than Antetokounmpo, the Bucks are more effective, demonstrating that they can still have a reliable offensive machine even when the MVP frontrunner is sitting on the bench. And although effectively remains unchanged, Holiday's scoring per 100 possessions soars. Without Antetokounmpo, his scoring rate would rank among the top 25 in the league. When Antetokounmpo sits, he leads from 2019 to 20. Chris Paul's total season average of 27.1 points and 10.4 assists per 100 possessions to 2019 to 2020. LeBron James' average of 34.9 points and 14.0 assists per 10 possessions. That season, James and Paul were both All-Stars. Players with stats similar to those of Holiday virtually always participate in the All-Star game. His current game averages of 19.1 points, 7.1 assists, 5.2 rebounds and 1.3 steals have only been matched or surpassed 14 times in NBA history. He also has an effective field goal percentage of 53. One of those 14 seasons did not produce an All-Star berth while the other 13 did. Magic Johnson in 1990 to 81 was a player who met those criteria but wasn't chosen as an All-Star, and that's only because he lost 100 days at the start of the season due to a knee injury. And when it comes to Holiday, the box score stats are practically irrelevant. His argument is heavily reliant on his team succeeding. Of course, Holiday deserves to be an All-Star based on his individual statistics, but the Bucks also merit a second All-Star due to their accomplishments as a team. Teams like the Bucks have a history of consistently nominating 2 or more All-Stars. On the penultimate day of games before All-Star break, 17 teams over the previous 5 seasons had winning percentages equal to or higher than Milwaukee's current 67.9. 33 players, or an average of 1.94 All-Stars per club, have been selected by those 17 teams to compete in an All-Star game. Because Holiday is performing like an All-Star, his team is winning so much that 2 All-Stars are deserved. The obvious choice is Antetokounmpo, but Holiday is as well. The Bucks have outscored their opponents by 147 points in 54 games, but that total can easily be broken down into 2 categories: the 14-12 minutes of Holiday's playing time and the 1,200 minutes of Holiday's bench time. When the other important players are on the field, Holiday gives Milwaukee the ability to play its fundamental system on both ends, and he can take over on his own when they are taking a break. He's the ideal fit since he's adaptable, strong both offensively and defensively, and capable of thriving in any circumstance. There will never be a unanimity on who should be in one of the league's major events, since there aren't enough roster spots on All-Star teams to suit all the league's top players. But when it comes to Jrue Holiday, there shouldn't be. The Boston Celtics are hoping that Jrue Holiday, an NBA champion and gold medalist at the Olympics, can help them win another championship after only a short absence from the Eastern Conference. With Holiday's rumoured departure to Boston, the franchise, which has made substantial off-season addition gains, another star. Kristaps Porzingis was one prominent signing that paved the way for a thrilling next season. Holiday's defensive prowess and ability to create plays are anticipated to complement the Celtics' aspirations, who have been assembling a strong lineup. Holiday, who was traded by Milwaukee to the Trail Blazers as part of the transaction that brought 7-time All-Star Damian Lillard to the Bucks, was acquired by the Celtics on Sunday after a deal with Portland was finalized. Holiday spent 3 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks, which demonstrated his adaptability and influence on both sides of the floor. He contributed significantly to the Bucks' route to their second NBA title in team history during the 2020-21 season, averaging 18.5 points, 6.8 assists, and 4.7 rebounds per game. However, a trade to Portland put a stop to his stint in Milwaukee. Several players and draft selections were exchanged in the deal that sent Jrue Holiday to the Boston Celtics. Malcolm Brogdon, Robin Williams III, a Golden State Warriors 2204 first selection, and an unprotected 2029 first-round pick were given to Boston in exchange for Holiday. This action demonstrates the Celtics' resolve to improve their starting lineup for the next campaign. Details of Holiday's contract are also important, with a player option worth $37.4 million for the 2024-25 season. His salary for the 2023-24 season is projected to be slightly less than $35 million. With this choice, he has more freedom and could be able to investigate unrestricted free agency in the 2025 off-season. What do you think about this deal? Do give us a thought and subscribe to our channel.